Hi guys, welcome to the show Maraha, and today we're looking at the Asics Cumulus 23. Now let's start with the outsole. So what you have is strategically placed rubber on the outsole in those high wear areas to protect the softer midsole.
So we took it out onto a variety of surfaces, road, sand, and down onto dolly mount, a deserted dolly mount onto hard pack sand, which is really nice to run on, but the shoe performed really well with grip and comforts. Back off the beach then we went in search of some trails, so we went up to St. Anne's. You see the nature tree there in St. Anne's, just on the outskirts of St. Anne's Park. All the different animals from the locality carved into the tree. It's fantastic. You can see there just underneath the octopus there, where it's kind of black. It was attacked by vandals a couple of months ago to try to set it on fire, amazingly. So we got up into St. Anne's and we found some really good trails. You can see a lot of rain, so pretty mucky, but the shoe performed really well with the grip. Absolutely no complaints at all.
What I find really interesting about the Asics range is its metamorphosis over the last couple of years, as it has tried to regain ground that it's lost to other brands in regards to flexibility of the midsole and the outsole. So if you look at this is a Cumulus 21, this is the 23. Now you can see there's that lot more flexibility or grooves in the outsole of the 23, so it's giving it more flex that way, okay? Whereas the 21, you just have these couple little grooves. It's flexible, but not quite as flexible as the 23. Now they made that change in the 22. Now the outsole of the 23 is pretty much identical to the outsole of the 22. Next then we have the outsole, which are flight foam midsole, which are gel heel cup. Now when I was running in the shoe, I could really notice the added bit of protection that the gel gives. You also have a gel pod under the first metatarsal here to give you that little pop on the toe off and that extra bit of protection there, okay? So the heel to toe drop on the Cumulus 23 is 10 mil, but there's a slight difference between the men's and the ladies. So you have a 22 to 12 in the ladies, a 23 to 13 in the men's. So there's an extra mil of foam in the men's outsole. What you also have is the crash zones are slightly differently positioned in the male and female shoes because of the different biomechanics and the way men will make contact with the ground compared to women. This is something Asics have done regularly with their shoes. It's a huge amount of data they've built up over the years where they can see that there's a slight difference between males and females and how they hit the ground and how they toe off the ground. Next then we have the upper. We have a engineered mesh upper. It's your typical flexible, like all brands. There's very little difference between them. Now over the years Asics would have been known for the toe coming through here. Now it'll be interesting to see now as I put the miles on this guy what happens with the toe area, because as you can see the upper works, lets my foot move. It's very flexible. You can see my toe, big toe is there, so I have tons of room in the toe area for a size 9. Now it's very noticeable when you look at the toe box. Traditionally Asics would have come to more of a point, whereas this guy is more rounded and seems to have plenty of width there. So width-wise and in the toe area, I'm really happy with the size 9. The heel cup, you have your typical Asics solid heel counter to hold you in place. It's a very secure fit. You'll always see with Asics as well, they always come to more of a point here in the heel cup. So it really grabs you and holds you securely there. Now the midfoot security was really good too. The overall feel and the fit when I put the shoe on initially was really nice. I could really feel the lightness of the flight foam as well. Now when we look at the weights in the shoe, it is virgin on being that little bit heavier. Now the gel is a heavy material. Now older models of Cumuluses would have had more gel in them, and they've reduced the gel and they've more flight foam these days. So it's coming in at around 313.
You can see there on the scales, 313 grams, size 9 UK, and then just tipping over the 11 ounces.
We're in the ballpark of the Pegasus, which is actually, it's not bad, like, you know. But what I would say is I just found with the Pegasus there was a bit more pop. Now, the stability of the ride. When I talk about there being a bit more pop in the Pegasus, I can feel straight away when I run in this guy, it's a much more stable ride. Now, I will do a stability test on this, guys. Now, this is a neutral shoe, but I always do stability tests on all the shoes I get to see what way they work for me, because I'm a mid-range pronator. So, a neutral shoe that has a good solid sole. So, if I try and bend this, you can see I had to put a bit of effort in to get it to bend. So it's given that bit of stability. It'll be interesting to see how it works for me on camera. So price wise, it's coming in at €140. So that would be $130 and £120 sterling. So it's competitively priced with all the other shoes on the market in its range. Now, what I would say is Asics is a solid workhorse brand. Not too fancy, no bells and whistles, very functional, practical brand. And that's what the Cumulus is. It's that mid-range, everyday trainer, using it for everything from maybe doing tempos, to doing track sessions, to doing your long run on a Sunday, to going to the gym in, or maybe going for a walk in. That's the Cumulus 23, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're enjoying what you're seeing on the channel, it'd be great if you would like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye now.